When did you realize your boss wasn't actually the villain? When I got transferred to a new department, everyone warned me about Victor, the guy who had fired 10 people in a single month last year. I heard he once shut down a project because a team used the wrong font on a pitch deck. So when I found out he'd be my direct superior, I seriously thought about backing out of the transfer. But I was in the running for a partner track slot, and if I bailed, that was it. So I stayed and told myself I'd keep my head down, crush my numbers, and stay invisible. That didn't last long at all. The first week I pitched a client deck in a rehearsal while Victor sat in the back of the room and didn't say a word the whole time. Then when I finished, he looked at me and said, "That sounded like it was written by AI. Where's the story? Where's the impact?" The room went dead quiet. He didn't even let me respond before he stood up and walked out. That afternoon, I got an email. I was being reassigned. Just a calendar invite to meet a logistics startup no one in the firm wanted to touch because they'd been threatening to leave us for months. I heard one of the junior analysts say, "Looks like Victor picked his next chew toy." I decided to be optimistic and do my best. I even spent 2 weeks trying to stabilize things and build new models, but I was slowly losing hope, especially when the client would talk over me in meetings like I was a new intern. One night, I was in the office at 11 p.m., and when I went into the break room to grab tea, I saw Victor sitting at the counter with a stack of folders. Then I noticed he was printing out letters. I glanced at the names on the top one and froze. It was addressed to a recruiter. A glowing recommendation for a guy I knew had been let go by Victor just a month ago. Then I saw 3 more. I asked, "You're writing recs for people you fired? If that's so, then why did you fire them in the first place?" He gave me a small smile and said, "Some people aren't right for this firm. Doesn't mean they're not right for other ones." That bugged me for days, so I tracked down one of the former analysts he'd written a letter for. She told me he was brutal and said he made her rewrite a deck 12 times, but then she actually went on to praise him. I thought he was trying to ruin me. He wasn't. He was trying to get me out before I got stuck chasing a job I didn't actually want. That flipped something in my head. I started going back over everything. The way he didn't give instructions, the way he never praised anyone, the way he only ever stepped in when you screwed up publicly. I remembered how he had interrupted me at that first meeting and realized that if it were the client who spotted the mistake instead of him, I would have lost the company a lot of revenue. Maybe Victor didn't hate us and was simply trying to help us progress faster than everyone else. I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I went back to him one night and asked him about it. He told me, "I'm harsh on everyone because if someone isn't a right fit for this company, then it's better if they quit rather than turn into bones trying to succeed here. Their bruised ego will heal, but broken careers won't." The next morning he called me in and told me, "You're presenting the turnaround plan solo at the summit next month. If they drop us, we will lose $4 million. If they stay, you're back in contention." It was a completely solo project, and with $4 million on the line, I knew I had to do nothing but the best. I threw everything into that month, and just when I thought I was doing good, things started going wrong. My laptop crashed 2 days before the pitch, and some shared files got deleted. Because I had to go back and redesign it, I dropped the corporate jargon and built a new service plan based on what they needed. It was a big risk, but it worked. The day of the summit, I was running on 5 hours of sleep across 3 days. I walked in to give my presentation, and for the first time ever, Victor looked impressed. The client renewed us as a retainer and even praised how practical my service plan was. Victor pulled me aside after the meeting and told me, "We couldn't have closed the deal without you. Good job." I shook his hand, and that was it. A week later, Victor submitted my name for the partners list. I only found out after a board member told me about his stellar recommendation, so I called Victor to ask why he recommended me, and he replied, "If you haven't quit now, you won't quit later. Go ahead and make the company proud." People still say he was cold even after he's retired, but I wouldn't be here without him.